And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. Many of us know the pandemic really took a toll when it came to some of the relationships. Experts say that divorce rates currently are up 34%, and that's an unfortunate number. So we're going to be bringing in Dana Lam, who's here to help us all through this trying time. Dana, you might be on mute here, so I might have to have you unclick mute real quick. But let's just jump into the reasoning behind why there is an increase in divorces. This last year was a challenge for a lot of relationships, was it not?
A crazy year that none of us, I think, have ever experienced before. And some of the issues that have come up could be money issues. Every relationship, of course, is different, but financial issues, people losing their jobs, having the whole entire family home 24/7 because people were working from home, going to school from home. I know personally, my son came home from college, and so we had a very full house. And when you just have so many people in a small space 24/7, and you're not getting out and doing the activities and things that normally bring you joy, that definitely adds a lot of pressure and stress to a relationship.
So let's just dive right in. The importance of dating your partner that you've been with, whether you've been with them for 1 year or 10 years, that's one of the big emphasis of what you guys do.
Right. We created Surprise Date Challenge to help couples keep that romance alive. And we know from working with clients that it's so important to do new and novel experiences together, things that you've never done before. And also adding that surprise element. So think about when you're first dating. Usually one person plans a date, tells someone how to dress, and then they pick you up and you go on a date together. And over time, I think we get into this routine, not intentionally, but of just doing the same things, and it relegates to dinner and a movie or watching Netflix on the couch, and you're talking about the same question. So one of the things that we tell our clients for dates is you're not allowed to talk about work, kids, or logistics. And a date night cannot be considered dinner. Dinner is not a date. You want to do something first, go do an activity, do goat yoga, take a candle making class. And then you can go to lunch or dinner and you have something to talk about. You can talk about your experience that you've had together and maybe take some conversation starter questions and ask each other random things. No talking about who's taking the kids to school tomorrow.
You know, that's one of the really important things is, kind of bringing it back to when the two of you first got together, because you really do, you get caught up in kind of the day-to-day jobs. And all of a sudden, one thing you mentioned to me is all of a sudden you have a roommate more than a partner in life. And that's not what we want to have. We want to have someone who makes us feel special, makes us feel secure.
Yes, that is so true. And I myself experienced that. My 13-year marriage ended, and that is exactly why. We became roommates and business partners, and we were in the business of raising 2 boys. And I realize that now, and that's one reason why it's so important. My current relationship, we've been together for 6 years, and this is something that we personally practice and know that it has enhanced our relationship and helped our connection, planning 1 surprise date a month. The reason why is there's been psychological studies. Arthur Aaron at the University of Stony Brook has done a lot of studies on relationships, and doing new and novel things connects and bonds us. It doesn't even have to be something expensive or elaborate. It's really about doing something different. And there's so many things to do. We just recently went bowling together, and in 6 years, we had never gone bowling together. And there's always something new that you can try. You can do things at home that are very inexpensive as well. Make chalk art at home. So you can create almost free activities. It doesn't have to be expensive or take a lot of time.
So the Surprise Date Challenge, you guys have 3 books that are currently out, different editions. I like that you have a home edition, especially if we are headed into a few more lockdowns. But talk about some of the different things that we could be doing with our partner that help us build those relationships up, because sometimes we do run out of ideas, or it's always the same old, same old.
Yes, I think that's what we hear a lot from people. I do have an idea. I can share several ideas from our book. Last year, we did come out with a home edition to give people some things to do at home. You can do dark dining at home. I mentioned chalk painting. There's candle making. You can order candle making kits online. There are also around the country, there are numerous places. Here in Phoenix, we have candle chemistry that you can go in and create your own scents. And the cool thing about that is every time you light the candle, it'll be a reminder of your burning love and desire for each other. In May, we just came out with our third book, which is Surprise Date Challenge Bedroom Edition. It has a year's worth of dates that start or end in the bedroom. One of them that we just did recently ourselves is called Strangers in the Night. And I surprised Marty. He had no idea where he was going. I arranged an Uber to drop him off at a hotel in downtown Phoenix, and he had to come find me. And I was waiting for him at the bar. And I had given us, I had given him a name and me a name. He was Nick, I was Roxy, and we had alter egos and he had to kind of pick me up at the bar. I mean, something that would have happened in the beginning that really increases that spark and desire and passion in relationship. And with our books, there is a download there are actually several downloads that you get. So there are online resources to help you out. We make it super easy. And one of my favorite parts is you can print out all of the dates, put them in a jar, and then once a month, you each draw one out at the beginning of the month. And that's the date that you're going to plan and surprise your partner with.
It's kind of like the idea that some people do at their weddings where you write date ideas on the stick. So it's just carrying that through even further the longer your relationship goes. But let's just kind of dive into why these increases in divorce rates have been going on even before the pandemic. It just seems like sometimes we forget, and we've touched on this, but we forget how important it is to make that person you're with feel special. And that's something you want to do not only day in and day out, but then check in monthly with each other as well.
Correct. When you have, over time, I think we lose sight of that because we get so busy with work, life, kids, and it's so important to make sure that you are checking in with one another. We recommend monthly check-in conversations. The first Sunday of every month, sit down with a cup of coffee, or you pick the day and time, but that's what we do, and ask each other questions when your buttons aren't being pushed and when you're not upset. Things like, how do you think this month has gone, this past month? How have I made you feel more loved? How can I make you feel more loved in this coming month? Because we're not mind readers, and you may think you know what your partner wants, or you may think they know what you want, but if we're not expressing it and be truly honest and authentic, they're not going to know. And then we get disappointed that they're not showing up the way that we want them to. Also, it's okay to ask for what you need. Just because you're saying, I need this from you, I would make me so happy. It would fill my love bank account if you would do X, Y, Z. It doesn't make you needy. You're being proactive and asking for what you want to make sure that the foundation of your marriage or relationship stays strong.
And Dana, let's just go over then to how people can join in the Surprise Date Challenge, because it really could be a way for you to just kind of pick things back up, or even just find new ideas out there. Maybe your relationship doesn't need a lot of work, but at least you can continue along dating your partner.
Well, we have the Date of the Month Club, and it's a very inexpensive way if you run out of date ideas or you have a difficult time with coming up with things, or maybe you don't have time to scour the internet for things that are going on. Every month we send our clients an email that has a date idea you can do at home, a date idea you can do out on the town, 6 conversation starter questions so you don't run out of fun things to talk about, and a really cool gift idea.
And we're just watching some video of some axe throwing. This was one of the date ideas, too, that you've given to couples. Sometimes you introduce them to some things that they might not have ever heard of, like the smash room I think we were talking about just last week.
Yes, the smash room is really great. So if you are feeling like you have some anger over this past year, or you're upset about things, a rage room is such a great place to go to release that anger. Axe throwing, there's mixology classes, If you go to Airbnb, they have experiences in most cities around the country. They also have online experiences. Acro yoga is something that we've done. Maybe you want to start a new hobby. One of our clients recently, they learned to scuba dive together. And so when they can travel again later next year in the Caribbean, they're going to be able to scuba dive together. Amazing Co is another really cool company that they do mystery picnics, and they're in most cities nationwide, and it's really great. It's like a scavenger hunt that you solve these clues and puzzles, and each time you solve a clue, it takes you to a local restaurant or bakery to get one of the elements for your picnic, and then the last stop is the picnic location. So a great thing to do this summer, depending on where you live in the country.
It's a lot of great ideas, and each one that you're saying, you know, some people might say, well, that one might not be me, but at least they can find something to help keep that relationship thriving post-pandemic and even in more years to come. As you mentioned, it's just important to make that person feel, you know, loved and secure each and every single day. We can't be taking them for granted anymore. It's time to be showing that love and sharing it.
Right. I think the demise of a lot of relationships is because we stop filling up that love bank account. So if you think about your relationship, every time your partner does something nice, whether it's sending you a text appreciating you or telling you that they love you, maybe it's a handwritten note or card or bringing home flowers, those small little gestures are like putting a deposit into your relationship bank account or your love bank account. And the great thing about that is if you have a lot of reserves in there, we're all going to push each other's buttons. You're going to do something that upsets your partner, and they're going to do things that maybe upset you or that you dislike. And then that's a withdrawal from your account. So if you're constantly being aware of what you can do to make those deposits on a daily basis for your relationship, you can survive anything.
Right, even another pandemic if that were to happen. But we just want to say thank you, Dana Lam, joining us live here, giving us some help and some tips on ways that we can all improve our relationships. And of course, encouraging people, go to the Surprise Date Challenge, maybe buy one of those 3 books, maybe all 3, and really thrive in your relationship moving forward.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Dana. All right, what we're going to do is send some of our folks off into a quick 2-minute commercial break. When we return, we're going to have more news stories coming your way. Press conferences are happening across the country. We'll jump into those when we return.